Hello and welcome. So today we're going to be doing something really interesting. Have you heard of airbrush makeup? I'm sure most of you haven't, but some of you may have heard of airbrush makeup. So yes, this is my most favorite way of applying makeup because it's simply the most hygienic way of applying makeup for one, and it's quick, it's easy, and it blends seamlessly into any skin type, any skin tone, and it's just really the best way I think or I know of applying makeup, and I've done this for so many years right now. And so tips and tricks and basically just how I apply airbrush makeup with you. And obviously I'm going to be offering airbrush classes, so you can also get to experience the beauty of airbrush makeup. If you're a makeup artist or you're just interested in beauty and makeup in general and you want to be able to airbrush yourself, this is the class for you. And if you're a makeup artist, you really have no reason why you shouldn't hop on this class. First off, you should be trained in airbrush makeup because being in the times that we're in, most clients want to know that their makeup is being applied in the most sanitary way possible. So this will really up your game in makeup artistry. And if you're an individual, this is just a really nice, easy, hygienic way of applying your makeup without ever having to worry about washing your brushes. Makeup artists, you know how stressful it is to wash brushes, right? Yes, this will save you the stress of having to wash brushes. And if you're working on a number of people at a time, so if you're doing models or you're doing a bridal party, this is just simply easy. I mean, there are a lot of times where you feel like you need to change brushes, and you sometimes you actually forget that you've used the same brush. So if you're working on a number of people, this is simply the easiest way to go through your number of clients at the same time without ever having to use the same brushes on more than one client, and just makes your work faster in general. So we're going to be offering classes at a steal, and so you want to get on this because we're going to be offering huge discounts on our airbrush classes for a limited time only. So please contact us, save your spots. The spots are filling up very quickly because this is a very highly requested training. So please hop on this if you're a makeup artist, and if you're a beauty enthusiast or you just love beauty and airbrush makeup is something that's fascinating to you, please come and learn. So today I'm just going to be taking you through the process of me applying airbrush makeup on myself, and just to show you that this is something that you can do yourself as well. Join me. Okay, so the way the airbrush system works, you're just using an airbrush machine to spray out makeup using air pressure. So because obviously air can affect your eyes, you might get watery, so it's a good idea to do your concealer manually under your eyes first and maybe around your eyebrows before you start to airbrush. So I'm going to do that right now. So I'm just going to take a concealer that is an under eye concealer, and our under eye concealers work perfectly with our airbrush makeup. So the formula is created to work very well together, blend seamlessly into your skin, and your airbrush makeup can go over it very easily. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do on the other side as well. So you can choose to use our liquid concealer or cream concealers. They both work perfectly with our airbrush makeup. And so I'm just going to conceal the top of my eyes as well. Good. So before I start applying the airbrush makeup, so I'm going to just powder this down around my eyes. So I'm using our HD banana powder. It's actually very, very finely milled, so it doesn't give you much color, but it helps to reduce shine and also set your concealer. So, and if you want to, you could just put it over your skin. Like I usually like to do that around my T-zone, but it's not necessary. I'm a very oily girl, but airbrush makeup is good for all skin types. Oily, normal, dry. You can actually use a primer to get the kind of finish you want, or use our bronzers and highlighters to get the dewy or very matte finish, depending on what look you want. Airbrush makeup is beautiful because it's extremely flexible, offers you obviously light to extremely full coverage, so you get the kind of coverage you need as well. So what I'm going to do right now, so this is the airbrush system. It's very portable, very easy to use. And so I'm going to spray in some water so you can see how it works. So I'm going to spray some water in here just to rinse out the gun. And so you can see the water coming out. So it's just air pressure pushing out all that water. So the same air pressure is going to spray out the makeup. So I'm going to start with primer spray. So we'll use this first. So this is a priming spray. So this helps to give you a more skin-like finish. So we also have our H2O primer. So if you're a matte girl like me, so we have our water-based primer as well. So you can use this too. You can choose to use the spray alone. And sometimes I actually just like to use both. So it really depends on how you're feeling. Because I have oily skin, so I like to, this really helps with mattifying your skin. And this just helps it, helps with making your makeup look more like skin. And it also helps with shine as well. So I think we should skip the H2O primer and then just go with the water-based primer. What do you think? Okay, so let's go. So I'm just going to spray this out on my skin. This feels very refreshing. It actually feels like a breath of fresh air. So trust me, airbrush makeup is unlike any other form of makeup application. It actually feels like you're giving yourself a nice treat. So I'm going to use my shade, Rolling Home. So usually, how you check to see what shade you are, you can just test against your skin, the side of your skin, just like you would any other foundation. So you would just test to see which one is closest to your skin. So I tried that. See, that's this is almond. So what you want to see is one that disappears or looks closest to your skin tone. You would use. So you can see that one is a bit too dark. So I think I'd go with the first one, because so let's go with the first one. So the good thing about our airbrush makeup is water resistant, and if you use a waterproof setting spray, it is waterproof. So let's go ahead and apply. Okay, this is my shade, so I'm going to go ahead and apply. So you're going to put a few drops in here. So I like to put about 10 drops. Okay, so, and then I'm just going to go over my skin. So if you want a matte finish, just go in directly. However, if you want a more glowy look, you can mix it up with your highlighter. But let's do matte finish. So you can see I can do this with my eyes closed. So you're just putting your airbrush system about 6 to 8 inches away from your face, and you're just spraying. and it's spraying in circular motion. And then you just go close to places where you feel like you have spots, and then just start to cover it up. So if you want the spot conceal, you can see my skin just looking better. So I have a spot here, so right here. So you just want to build it up until you get your desired coverage. So the trick is to not stay on one spot for too long. Just keep moving around and you see your skin looking better. And then if you feel like you need more coverage, go ahead and add more. So I think I'm going to use a bit of more coverage. But you can already see that my skin looks way better. And beauty about airbrush makeup is, I mean, you saw it's like water. Let me just drop it on my skin. So it's so lightweight. So you basically don't feel like you have anything on your skin, and that's an amazing feeling. For people that like full coverage, you know, without the heavy, cakey feeling, you know, this just feels like there's nothing on your skin. And so you can wear it all day without even thinking about it. You can see it still looks like my skin, but better. Okay, so just like your regular makeup, so you can choose to go out with just your foundation base. However, if you want to get a full bit, we're going to highlight and contour and do blush and all of that good stuff. So I'm using a shade that's about 3 to 4 shades lighter than my skin tone, and this is going to be my highlight shade. So you know what highlight does, right? So it just lifts your face and brings light to areas that light will naturally hit. So center of my, you know, my T-zone. So middle of my nose. So you can see that highlight. So it depends on what kind of look you want. You can go for a more subtle highlight, or you can go for a very, you know, obvious highlight. So this is a very obvious highlight because I want you to see. All right, so we're going to do highlight under this part of my eyes. I'm going to do another one here. So depending on how intense you want your highlight, just pick a shade that, you know, is a level up or a level down. So I'm going to do it on my forehead. So really just your T-zone area, and so you can see the effect that has, you know, added to my skin. So I look brighter in the center of my face, and it helps to just give your face more definition. I can put some under my eyebrows as well. Okay, so I think I'm pretty much good with the highlighter. Okay, so I think we're good. Sorry, I keep looking at the mirror. All right, so then we're going to go in with our blush. And so I have a favorite blush here, chestnut. So I'm just going to spray out the remaining. See how much, you know, foundation I still have in, and I put like 3 drops. So it's amazing. So it's so lightweight, but it gives you very good coverage. So I'm going to put my blush in right now. This is my blush shade. And so I'm just going to spray that out. Just going to mix it with whatever I had in there and then spray that out to see my color. So I'm just going to spray that out. Wait, give me a second. I think I need to. Okay. So I'll just add some mixing medium just to share out the blush a little bit. So if you need any shade shared out, you don't want it to be as intense, go ahead and use your mixing medium. So let's get. So you can see the blush application is just seamless. So you can build up your intensity. So if I feel like I need more blush, I'll just add a little bit more. Good thing is I can actually just use this makeup all over, so I don't need to apply eyeshadow. So I'm going to use my blush in my eye area. So I'm giving myself a very light contour because this is a deep plum blush, so it gives a nice contour effect as well. So I'm just going to hit different sides of my face so I just have like a naturally flushed look. Okay, so I think I'm done with my blush. I'm going to do my contour now. So with contour, you're going to go a few shades darker than your normal skin tone. So I think I'll go for a dark shade, but I think I'm going to. So this is this is a really dark shade. So I'm going to mix it with. So the good thing about airbrush makeup is that you can actually mix to get exactly what you need on the spot. So I'm just going to mix it with a little bit of a lighter shade, so it's not too dark. Okay, so now I'm going to do my contour. So obviously when you contour the hollows of your cheeks. You want to contour around your eyes as well. And then you're going to do your nose. So same way you contour with traditional makeup, you do the same thing with airbrush as well. And then I'm going to contour around my forehead. And around my chin. My jawline, sorry, to give me see my jawline. I like to contour around here too. Yeah, and I like to do something here so that my chin looks a little bit more highlighted. But it's just something I like to do. You don't have to. So I can pretty much go out like this now with liner and mascara, and I'm good to go. So another thing I'm going to do for people that like to look dewy, so we're going to do a dewy look. Sorry, we're going to do highlighter. So I still have a lot more product in here, so spray that out. See, I put just 3 drops and then that's so really it helps you save product because you don't need so much. And so I'm going to go in with a highlighter. So fun part, so I'm going to get that glow. So I'm doing a highlighter now, and you can see how, so this is a shimmer highlight, so it gives you a nice glow. You can see that. Yes, so good thing about airbrush highlighters is it almost looks like your glow is from within, not on top. So let's do that. So I'm going to put a couple of drops of highlighter in there. And so I usually like to mix my shades of highlighter, the dark one and the light one. So you want to shake all your formula to make sure that it mixes well, because they are water based, they're very liquidy, so the pigments can separate. So you just need to mix it and you're good to go. So I'm going to, and when you want to mix, you just put a tissue and mix. So these are things you learn during the class, because obviously it's a new system of applying makeup. You take a little bit of practice to get used to it. So I'm going to put it at the high point of my face so you can see that glow coming through. And then go on the other side as well. And then I'm going to the center of my nose. So places you naturally put your highlighter, so I'm going to put it in the corners of my eyes. I can give myself a brow bone highlight as well. So you can see it doesn't just look like you put powder highlights and just there. It actually looks like, you can't really tell where the glow is coming from. So you can see that, and then if I want to, I can finish the rest of my chest so that there's an even all-round glow. I don't like too much shimmer, but for the purposes of this video, I'm going to do that. So I'm just going to put the rest on my chest. And we're good. So what I'm going to do now is rinse out my gun and finish off with my setting spray. So I'm finishing up with my setting spray, and that's pretty much the end of our airbrush application. And we're going to finish off the eyes with liner and mascara and some lashes. And I'll be back. So let's use this for the regular setting spray, which will just keep your makeup set. But I like the waterproof one because it also helps to mattify the skin as well. And I like being matte. So I'll use the waterproof spray in here. So so we can leave it as is. Okay. Okay, so pretty much done. So I'm going to do my liner and mascara, and I'll be right back. Hello, so this is the final look with our airbrush system. So as you can see, the finish is very skin-like, flawless. It's full coverage because you saw that I had some discoloration, and it totally covered it, but it still looks like my skin, but much better. So that's the beauty of airbrush. It's quick, it's easy, and it's definitely flawless, and It's water resistant, waterproof. So if you want to learn more about airbrush makeup, how to do it on yourself and how to do it on your clients, please contact us and join one of our future trainings. I hope you enjoyed this session with me. Have a lovely, lovely day.